Hi, my name's Christopher David Mitchell, vocal coach here in London, and today I want to give this video to you as a gift, which is my top 5 ways to thrive through coronavirus. We're going through a really tricky time at the moment, so I really hope this video helps. I should start by saying that when I was going through my health battle, I spent a lot of time self-isolating. So I've actually got a lot of ways that got me through that time that I know people are self-isolating now that hopefully could help you get through this time with what everyone's going through in the world. At one point when I was going through the health battle, I went 11 months and I went out once out the house. Apart from hospital, I went out once out the house in 11 months. So I really had to figure these things out of how to keep myself going through that self-isolation. So I hope that these 5 tips really help you today. Tip number 1 to help you thrive through coronavirus is change your mindset. This is a difficult one because we're thinking all these negative thoughts from what we're seeing and what we see on the news, but really I encourage you to change your mindset with the self-isolation. Embrace it almost. See it as an opportunity. You know, when I was going through that health battle, at one point I thought, God, I've got 11 months where I'm practically housebound. God, this sucks. But then after that, I thought, but what an opportunity. What an opportunity to learn piano. What an opportunity to read some more books. What an opportunity to have audiobooks with me. What an opportunity to do some online course. This is an amazing opportunity that I've got. As long as you've got Wi-Fi these days, everything is an opportunity. There is so much stuff to do, which we'll cover in the other tips. But first off, like I say, just change your mindset from that it's a negative situation to saying to yourself, what is the opportunity in the situation of me self-isolating for several months? What is the meaning in this situation? What is the meaning within these several months that I can take away? So once you change your mindset, you accept what we're going through with the self-isolation and you can see it as an opportunity. The mind will open with so many things that you could do in a very productive way that will make you even better when you come out the other side of this self-isolation. Tip number 2 for getting through coronavirus is focus on what you can do. This is similar to mindset, but now this is the next step. So now I want you to actually make a list. This sounds super simple and you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to make a list. But really, let's say you've got 3 months worth of self-isolating. Make a list and write down what is in your power that you can do within these 3 months. We're not worrying too much about the things you can't do because that's just wasted energy. Yes, there's things that I can't do. I'm not coaching in London. There's so many things on my list that I have planned. But the trick in life is to detour. We'll always get to the goal in the end, but it's not a straight path, it's a detour. And for 3 months, if you focus on what you can do and you make a list, then you will find probably more than ever that you will be productive and grow much more than you ever would had you not even self-isolated. If you've got good Wi-Fi, believe me, that list these days is going to be a big list. It is unbelievable the opportunity we have and the things we can do. Even if we're self-isolated, if you've got good Wi-Fi, write down the list of things that are in your control and you can do. I know when I was going through the health, one of them was the piano. I hadn't played piano at all and I thought, well, I'm sitting here, I might be ill, I might be housebound, but I can play the piano. My fingers are still going. Even if my body was absolutely exhausted, my fingers were still going. So I could play the piano. That was something I could do. I could still read. So I did. I read about 40, 50 books in a couple of years. That's something I could do. I could listen to Amazon Audible. Audio books are amazing. That was something I could do. I was getting myself and my knowledge prepared, ready for when I made a comeback and I knew I was going to be healthy again. And this is like a small version of that for you. You want to get yourself ready with doing the things that you can do in this time, so that when everyone goes back to normal and this self-isolating thing happens, you will be able to look through your list and say, yeah, I did that through that time. Number 3 is become a creator. I truly believe that creative people and people who are creators are the ones that will thrive during not only coronavirus and self-isolating, but just generally in life. So you need to think about, what have I created in life? And could this be a moment where you do create? There's nothing wrong with working for someone else, quote unquote. That's up to you, that's your choice. But you put yourself in a more vulnerable position if you don't have stuff there that you've put out into the world that is yours, that you've created. Then we're always at the mercy of someone else being in control of our lives, really. This is why I urge singers all the time to create music, to create songs, to create a YouTube channel, to create Spotify playlists and songs on there, because you better believe it, that the people at the moment who are going through, we're all going through this coronavirus thing, but the people who have created a YouTube channel and built that from scratch, they're not going to be worried about themselves financially or creatively in this time. The people who've already created music and they've got that out there on Spotify, on Apple Music, and they're still able to promote and put out into the world the stuff that they've created, they're not going to be worried at all. So have a think to yourself. This could be a time to self-reflect in these self-isolating moments. That can you be more of a creator in life? Can you have things that you say, yeah, I did that, I made that? Because if you can be a creator, then at times like this, you're always going to be able to work it out. Because you're always going to have something that's your own, that you can build, that people can't take away from you. So if you haven't created anything yet in life, chances are you're going to feel a bit stuck. But this time will almost force you to be a creator. Tip number 4 for thriving through coronavirus is be a constant learner. Be constantly learning in life. This is the time to learn a new skill, to learn something, again, from scratch, whether it be the piano, whether it be cooking, whether it be, you can learn anything these days, because as long as you've got Wi-Fi, as I said, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of online courses. You can literally do anything. Getting better at a language for you, whether it's piano, whether it's getting better at your singing, because we can still learn online, whether it's reading books through learning or audiobooks, but make this a time where you learn something new. I want you to finish your time in isolation and think, man, I learned that. At least I learned how to cook better. You can do anything in this time, and that's an opportunity, again, to learn a new skill. Tip number 5 is be more entrepreneurial. This is quite similar to the previous tip where I talked about being a creator, but I think there's something to say again. This is even more advanced about being more entrepreneurial. At first, it's nice to be, sorry, I'm a bit ill at the moment. At first, it's nice to be doing online courses, and then of course you want to create online courses. The thing about this self-isolation is it's making us all more entrepreneurial, which is a great thing, because we're in the entrepreneur revolution here. We're in the online revolution where, if your job has been based on, seeing people face to face and you have no presence in your work online, that's a mistake. Because guess what? Online work, like say an online song on Spotify that you've released, or an online YouTube video, guess what? It can get played as many times as you want. The quality never gets worse every time it gets played, and it's available 24/7 worldwide. That is unbelievable entrepreneurial power. So if you are in this situation now and you think, man, all I've been doing is, face-to-face consultations, or I've just been singing for a little group but I never got my music online, or I never built up my YouTube channel, I never did anything. Well, this should be a warning sign that you're in this position now and you haven't got a strong online presence. So wake up so that even if it happened again, God forbid, then you would know that being more entrepreneurial at heart is the way forward in this world. It truly is, guys. And the amazing thing, like I say, about the fact that we're self-isolating now, look at everyone who's doing Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives, and they're having to expand their knowledge, and they're trying Zoom, and they're trying Skype, and they're thinking about online courses. This is amazing. This never would have happened if life would continue as normal. Being alone is the center of your creativity. Being alone grounds you. It sort of stops all the external distractions and makes you really hone in and reassess, okay, what exactly is going on with my life? It can really give you meaning and value when you're on your own for a long time. Very creative people, you will find, love being on their own. That is the place where they're the most creative. So spend this time to reflect. How entrepreneurial have you been up till now? How much stuff have you got online? How much profile have you got online? How much products or online services have you got online? And if you did, you wouldn't be worried right now at all. So a note for the future, really think about that, because that is one of the keys to thriving through anything in life these days. So there we go, we've gone through them all, but here's a bonus one. The bonus one is I want you to write down a set goal that you're gonna have accomplished by the end of the 2-3 months. So bear all these in mind. I know they all sort of interlinked a lot, but bear them all in mind, everything we've talked about so far in this video. And whether it be, you know, I'm gonna do 3 online courses, I'm gonna read 6 books, I'm gonna learn the piano and get started with that, or I'm gonna think more about entrepreneurialism and I'm gonna create my own online course or my own 30-page ebook in this time. But whatever it is for you, choose a couple that from everything I've talked about seem like the most important to you, the most meaningful to you, and then write them down. I want you in 2-3 months time, when this is all blown over, to think, I did something there. I still created something. I still was growing as a person, and I did that. And I wanted it to be a tangible, definite that when this is all blown over, lots of people would have had, you know, been sitting around, not doing a lot, negative mindset, and it all blows over. And then when life continues back to normal, guess what? If you follow this advice, you're going to be ready, bang, with the thing that you created, that you achieved in this time, in this 2-3 months. So you got something to show for it. And you look back with joy and meaning to it all, that, hey, that was actually all right, because it took me down a bit of a different path and I did this, or I accomplished this, or I learned this. So write down now those 2-3 things that for you would be very meaningful that you could do in this time, and tick that off in 2-3 months time when this is all over. And I promise you will look back at this time not with bad feelings, but with amazing meaning that maybe it was all meant to be. That's it for today, but check out my website, ChristopherDavidMitchell.com. I've got a free ebook on there and my online course as well. You can check that out. Could be something productive for you to do if you're interested in that. Until next time, I'll see you then. Take care, guys. Stay safe.